All right, thanks, guys. We are coming off another winning day on Patreon. We went 3-2 in our premium selections for a 60% day, and that's going to put us at 38-23 in our last 61 underdog plays on Patreon. That's 63% catching plus money. So that's an incredible score if you're hooked up with that underdog tier. And of course, if you guys have been paying attention or if you've been subscribed, we're perfect 6-0 through week 0 and 1 of college football. So check me out on my website, patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, we have a nice little slate of Major League Baseball action here today. Happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you guys are having a great morning. We're going to go ahead and begin with Baltimore taking on the Rays, and that's going to be a 3:10 Eastern first pitch in Tampa Bay. That is going to be game 1 of a doubleheader. No projected probables as of yet, so if we do have some starters, let me know in the comments section below. Now, when it comes to this Baltimore squad, they have the second fewest wins in the American League. They're 45-92 overall for the year. That's going to put them at 47 games under 500. They're also dead last in runs allowed on average per game, so really not going to break this one down too much. We're just going to go ahead and lean Tampa Bay -1.5, getting the job done for some run line cash. Our next matchup, we have the Rangers taking on the Yankees. 6:35 Yankee Stadium. This game is also off the board at the moment. Now, the Yankees are tied for the best record in Major League Baseball. They're 90-49 overall for the year. That's going to put them at 41 games over 500. They also rank second in scoring on average per game. Now, the Rangers on the other side, kind of struggling away from home this year. Winners in just 28 out of 60 when traveling. They also rank 29th in road hits, which is second to last in Major League Baseball. They also rank dead last in offensive strikeouts on the road. So although this game is off the board, I got to imagine the Yankees will win it. So give me New York winning that one outright for some money line cash. All right, next game, Phillies, Reds, 640 Cincinnati. The Reds are -125, totals at 10. We did see a nickel move towards Cincinnati and movement upward on the total. The Reds open $1.20 up to 125. Total open 9.5 up to 10. 79% are leaning Phillies, and at the moment, Philadelphia is +115 on the money line. Cincinnati +$1.40 on the run line. We have Vinny Velasquez for the Phils, Lucas Sims for the Reds. Sims comes into this game with a 4.99 ERA. He's also walked 13 batters in 30 innings pitched. Vinny Velasquez on the other side for the Phils, 103 strikeouts thus far in the year. The Phillies are 34-30 ATS on the road. And of course, when I refer to ATS or against the spread, covering the number, all that good stuff, I'm referring to the run line. So once again, the Phillies 34-30 against the spread on the road. They won their last 2 straight ball games straight up, and they rank 5th in road offensive walks. They're just 2.5 games back for that second wild card spot in the National League, so they're still kind of scrapping and clawing, staying alive in the playoff race. Now, the Reds on the other side, they are 20th in home scoring, 19th in walks allowed at home. They're also, 11 games under 500, 10 games under 500. They're 64-74 overall for the year, so 10 games under 500. When it comes to the total, the Reds are 5-1 to the under in their last 6. Philadelphia 4-2 to the under in their last 6 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Phillies catching plus money again. This was a premium selection last night where we were catching plus money, and we're going to do it again. Give me Philadelphia +115 and the under 10 runs in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, I just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Tuesday's Major League Baseball action. But before we go ahead and get into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you once again, just to consider checking me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. We do daily plays on that site. We have a bunch of different memberships and packages that you can subscribe to. They're monthly memberships, and they begin at just $1.99 per month. We went 3 3-2 in our premium selections yesterday. One of those wins a nice plus money play. We went 60% yesterday, and it's also going to put us at 38-23 in our last 61 underdog plays. So that's a great sample size. It's about 2 months worth of underdogs, and we are hitting at 63% catching plus money. So that's an incredible stat there. If you are in that $4.99 per month underdog package, you're certainly cashing in. And of course, we are an undefeated, perfect 6-0 in our college football tier right now. So through weeks 0 and 1 in college football, we have not lost a game. We are definitely cleaning house. So anyway, check me out. You can find all that information on my website, patreon.com/rockpage. And even if you don't want to subscribe, no problem there. You can access free content there as well, including my current record. All right, let's go ahead and dive back into some more personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Orioles and the Rays, Game 2 of that doubleheader. And Game 2 is going to start at 6:40 Eastern first pitch. Once again, no probables declared for either team as of yet. If you find out who it is, let me know in the comments section below. That's going to certainly help out my handicapping and the handicapping of a lot of other folks as well. So you'd be certainly helping a lot of people out there. Now, once again, Baltimore, second fewest wins in the American League, 45-92 overall for the year, last in runs allowed. I'm going to lean Tampa Bay once again, -1.5, getting the job done for some run line cash. Next game, Marlins Pittsburgh, 7:05 Steel City. The Pirates are -175, totals at 9. We did see a nickel move toward Pittsburgh and movement downward on the total. The Pirates open $1.70 up to 175. Total open 9.5 down to 9 flat. 65% are leaning Pirates, 60% shaded toward the over. Right now the Marlins are +160 on the money line. Pittsburgh +$1.30 on the run line. We have Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins, Mitch Keller for the Pirates. Keller's just 1-3 with an 8.62 ERA and a 1.98 WHIP. Sandy Alcantara on the other side for Miami, 116 strikeouts on the year. Now, the Pirates have won just 6 out of their last 20 at home. They rank 26th in runs allowed on average per game. They're also 26th in walks allowed at home. Now, the Marlins on the other side, believe it or not, they're 7th in hits allowed on average per game. They're also 3rd in hits allowed on the road. Now, total-wise, Pittsburgh 6-3 to the over in their last 9. 43-23 to the over at PNC Park. I'm going to lean Miami Marlins +1.5 in the over 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Mets, Nationals, 7:05 Nation's Capital. Washington's -130, total 7.5. Pretty good two-way action on this game. Not a whole lot of movement on the money line. We did see movement downward on the total. So once again, the Nationals open and remain -130. Total open 8 down to 7.5. 52% of the consensus is leaning toward Washington. 53% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Mets are +120 on the money line. The Nats +$1.60 on the run line. We have Jake DeGrom for the Mets, Max Scherzer for the Nats. Now, if you like DeGrom in this matchup, he does come into this game with a 2.66 ERA, 1.02 WHIP. He's also struck out 214 batters this year. Now, the Mets have won 5 out of their last 6 when traveling. They're also 7-1 in their last 8 head-to-head matchups with Washington. The Mets rank 5th in road hits, and they're also 40-33 against the spread on the road. Now, the Nationals on the other side, they rank 16th in runs allowed at home. They're also 19th in hits allowed in that same category. And when it comes to the number, Washington's 80% to the over in their last 5, 6-1 to the over in their last 7 taking on the Mets. I'm going to lean New York Mets +120 and the over 7.5 in that game. Pretty good value there. Next matchup, White Sox, Indians, 7:10 Cleveland. The Indians are -320, totals at 9. Not a whole lot of movement on the total. We did see a 10-cent move toward Cleveland. They opened 310 up to 320. Total open and remains at 9 flat. 75% are leaning Indians, 67% shaded toward the over. Right now, the White Sox are +280 on the money line. The Indians -$1.60 on the run line. We have Dylan Cease for the White Sox, Mike Clevenger for the Indians. Clevenger's 10-2 with a 2.72 ERA and a 1.06 WHIP. Dylan Cease on the other side for Chicago, just 3-7 on the year, 6.92 ERA, 1.63 WHIP. The Indians are one game ahead of Oakland for that second wildcard spot in the American League. They're also 80-58 overall for the year, 22 games over 500, second in runs allowed on average per game. Now the White Sox have lost their last 7 straight. They're also just 1-5 in their last 6 when traveling. The White Sox also rank 28th in scoring on average per game. Now when it comes to the number, the White Sox are 70% to the under in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Cleveland. I'm going to lean Indians -1.5 and the under 9 runs in that game. Next matchup,